You're watching the Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at cbgtv.com.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not? I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website. Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
So nobody unmuted again. No unmuting.
I was singing.
You were too busy looking at Mary Jane's camel toe
chair.
Yeah, chair. Sorry.
What are you guys talking about? I don't see what you're talking about.
Look at the
chair
screen.
Looks like a camel toe.
I don't see it.
No, it doesn't because the
come on
the
other side because you made a shadow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's a big camel toe. I'm sorry, but everybody else sees it. Even Lennie saw it.
Enjoy. I hope you enjoy it.
It was there.
It was there. I think it takes a man to see it. I didn't see it.
Okay, well, I wasn't until Marcel pointed it out. I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
Shadows playing with your mind.
I noticed it the minute she got up out of her chair.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
In Ottawa one night with who was there? Sandy, Susie. We were having something to eat at a restaurant out on the sidewalk, like one of those patio things. And this girl come up to our table looking for donations for some charity or something like that. But she was wearing these really short, and I mean really super short, tight shorts. And the whole time you're talking, because it was right in front of your face, we were sitting down, all you could see was this camel toe.
Short shorts.
Yep. Oh, it was bad.
Awesome.
Not bad.
Well, I was with a whole bunch of people that I just met the first time. Normally, I would have said something.
Yes.
But I didn't know what kind of reaction I'd get out of the ones I was
Mr.
with,
Filter found his filter.
Yeah. I just kept my mouth shut.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe that you, Marcel, would be the kind of person that would open their mouth and say something to somebody like that.
I was in Ottawa, first time meeting these people.
I've never known you not to say anything.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, there's a lot of times I keep my mouth shut.
I'd be afraid to hear what you'd say if you didn't have that filter.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, it's like anybody else. It's just my mind comes out quicker with them, and sometimes it doesn't know to stop.
Hi, Dee.
Hello, Dee from Nova Scotia with me. I know Dee.
And myself?
Dee is super awesome. Yeah, and Lennie. We usually see Dee at events every year.
Well, we know Facebook's working again.
Good.
Awesome.
So
it
much
wasn't working?
It was no the comments for some reason they maybe they don't like it. I don't know.
Fuck Facebook.
Well,
I don't think you guys can see it on your phones, but on
comments,
on the computer and laptop, we can see the comments from YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook right here on this same page. But it wasn't working on my Facebook. iPad. So to get Facebook comments, I used to open up another tab with Facebook with the show playing there so I could respond to comments. I like it better when it works.
Yeah, when we used to have a hell of a chat room going during shows. Like
Yeah.
like busy.
I remember.
So
I
busy
used to
that
have
we
to
couldn't keep
chat
up. Yeah.
instead of talk.
Yes. Well, because it was audio. There was no video. And the only way people could come in is via, what do you call it? Skype.
Yep.
And now we have this. And
Whatever happened to Skype?
Skype is still
It's
sitting
still there.
Skype is basically...
Every once in a while, I get a message or an email, and somebody's like, join my video. And I thought we were going to have a meeting some other way, and then I realized, oh shit, I have to re-download this.
Every time you use Facebook's Messenger and you use the audio and video, you're using Skype.
Oh, so Skype got bought out by the conglomerate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, there's still a lot of businesses that are using Skype. Then a lot of them during the pandemic went to Zoom.
Yeah. We used Zoom for 3-4 years.
Yeah, but we also used
we've used a few. We used
Spreaker?
Google's
Hangouts. I really loved Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Hangouts, when they first started Hangouts, it was geared to doing this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, with this new ruling about the CRTC and podcasts,
Oh, there we go.
do we fall under that category?
Well, we don't make $10 million, so
no, but we're yeah. You can't,
Is that where the limit is?
The
10,000
CRTC can't really come into a public's home, somebody's home, and tell them what to do. I mean, I pay for this
like
internet.
They're going to.
Well, I pay for this internet, and I will say what I want on my internet.
No, it's not. It's not what I don't know if you guys know this. All I do is watch CPAC.
Yep.
Okay, well, there's our in right there. We'll make him big. We'll let him talk. Come on, let's wind him up and
what
let
did
him
they
talk.
say, Lennie?
It's that bill that I'm shitting on Facebook for a while, but this it was always supposedly about getting money from Disney and the streaming services. Yep. But the liberals kept saying that's all we want, but they left it really open-ended, and the conservatives were saying, no, it's very broad. And now all of a sudden they're going after registrations for streaming services like Spotify or Apple or anything that has podcasts has to be registered. Now, they claim they're not going after the podcaster, but why are they getting all these registrants for it? Because the next thing's going to be is, well, you can have podcasts, but you're not allowed to mention this, or this, or this. So it's going to be just steps of fucking for loss of freedom of speech. So, no, we get to keep doing what we're doing as long as the government doesn't tell our streaming service. And the streaming service, if you don't, it's basically if you're a streaming service that generates $10 million a year in revenue, they expect you to register. Now, the part I don't know is like, what if Apple just says, fuck you, I ain't registering?
Yeah. I'm sure they're already registered.
Well, I just, what is the ramifications if somebody doesn't register? Can they block?
Well, I'll tell you something. This week, Coverage Radio Show was deleted from Spreaker, which is owned by iHeartRadio. And no warning, nothing, because it contains music. It is a music podcast.
Well, there is. I do get that copyright.
Michael has been doing it for 8 years without one warning, and then just
no. But again, there's music copyright.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh, I get it.
Well, this is what I've said. Is very likely on that show there was one song that was copyrighted because he normally plays indie music.
Yep.
Right?
With permission from the band, because he gets it from the band.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of the music is really friggin' good. But it's not music that you hear on the radio.
But is that's iHeartRadio being indexed, not the CRTC on that one?
Well, you know what? And you're right, because iHeartRadio, for one, is a U.S.-based station, as is, I believe, StreamYard, Apple, and they have Canadian company or Canadian offices, but they are U.S. stations. Anyways, because of what we're talking about, I'm exploring paying royalties so that we can do what we want without worry, and that's really your only option at this point. You either pay royalties or see ya. You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that. Right? It's gotten to that point.
Yeah, but even if you pay royalties for the music or own like whatever, because we had this problem with some of the music that we use for the newbie and the doobie.
Yep.
We paid for the rights to use the music that we use in our theme song, but for some reason, some of the videos,
what it is,
not all of them, but some of them get flagged.
What it is Facebook will now block a song if it's not in their free royalty-free database. Unfortunately, that's the way they do it. If they have it listed on their royalty-free database, they'll just let it go. Like ours, we know it was written specifically for us. Our theme song, it has our name in it. It has the station name it. If that got copywritten,
we already copyrighted it. As soon as it played on our show and it's on our website, then it's copyright.
Yeah, I guess so. Alan Park's Green Crush, his theme song was given permission to use it for the show, and they've started now. When I run it, they're starting to say that's because that's the only thing he plays, any music wise. They're starting to say that that's copywritten. So,
I'm still learning about this whole world of copyright.
Yeah, if it's not in their list, they will block it.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, is this to say, like, for example, the Headstones, if they put music out on their page, if they would get a copyright violation, like, yo, this is our music.
It happens.
Like,
it happens.
That would be fun.
Do you know who Fluffy is? If I say Fluffy,
he's been following the show for years.
Yeah, Gabriel
Iglesias. Yeah, he's been following the show for about 5 years. I love him. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he is. But he did a series, him trying different foods in different restaurants.
Yeah, I just started watching it. It's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Tubi.
Is it called?
I've seen it on one.
Yeah.
One of the things.
But wherever he was going to do a show, what he would do is he would ask people in that town that live there, like locals, best places to go and eat.
Yeah.
Not where to send the tourists, where do they go eat?
Yeah.
So this is what he did. But the show I'm thinking of is the one when he went to San Francisco. He had mentioned that they couldn't, because of copyright laws, they couldn't show any iconic footage in San Francisco because of the copyright laws. So how they got around it was by showing a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, a picture of a trolley, and a picture of like holding up big posters, but they couldn't show the actual Golden Gate Bridge or a streetcar.
That's right. Yeah.
Without paying royalties to the city of San Francisco.
And you know what?
That's stupid.
I just finished watching all of the John Wick. Okay, and then I've got about 20 minutes left on the Continental. So shh. But anyways, my point is, I read an article that said that with the first movie, because it got so big, the building that they use for the hotel is actually there, but they are not allowed to use the original facade. So they've had to digitally enhance the front of it and the sides of it, and they can't go in it. They can't, because of copyright, they cannot use the facade of that actual hotel. So they've had to manipulate.
Here's the point. Here's the stupid thing.
Yeah,
about
copyright's crazy.
It is.
Well, no, but that building owner or whoever, you know what? You had a major opportunity of putting value into that building because of that fucking movie.
Yep.
So now you don't want to copyright it. They ain't going to pay you shit, and guess what? No one's going to give a fuck about you.
I get that, and you're right. But I can also see the other side where, the tourists that come and hound that fucking building would be probably crazy by now.
Guess what? Right. They could probably sell that motherfucking place out for the next 20 years because of that movie. I'm going to tell everybody a little story of a place where everybody knows your name. It's called fucking Cheers. That place has been packed for 40 fucking years because they put a picture on a fucking TV show.
Do you know what? I went to that Cheers
so the hotel
bar in
people
Boston.
should remember that.
Did you
TV
go to
show.
the one that they used, Marcel, or
Yeah.
the actual restaurant?
Yeah, it's actually in a basement.
Bricks and, yeah, it doesn't look like the bar at all, except for the outside.
Yeah,
that was the
I thought it was a movie set, right?
I didn't go into it because of the fucking lineup of people.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody wants to copyright shit, they're a fucking moron. Cheers shot that forever, and that place to this day is jammed of tourism, and they sell so much shit. It's fucking
So wait,
stupid.
I'm still sitting here trying to comprehend, because I know you can copyright music and literary work and
Copyright anything.
But you can copyright a building, so nobody can take photos, or
so I can copyright.
It's the architecture that was copywritten that they cannot use, because the architect said no, you're not allowed to copy that at all.
Then don't build it, dumbass.
Or
yeah,
the building,
I feel like that. Like, what? I can't take a photo of the bridge.
Not in San Francisco.
Like if
what? No, you can take a picture of the bridge, but you can't publish the picture of the bridge.
So I can't use that. Like, if I'm gonna make a Tim and Janice movie, I can't use that in my scene.
No.
Sure you can, if you're willing to pay the royalties to the city.
Well, how would I? Oh my God! See, that's crazy. I wouldn't even think of that.
Listen, people shit on the streets in
Fluffy
San
has
Francisco.
Pictures.
People could just keep sitting on the street in San Francisco. Fuck that city.
Mm-hmm.
The streets of San Francisco. That was an awesome fucking show.
When you have to have an app to show where fucking piles of shit are on your streets in a city, go fuck yourself.
Wow, Lennie.
Hey,
it just gets overkill, guys. Like, give me a break.
Speaking of new shows on streaming services, this is what's hilarious. I like the Trailer Park Boys. Always have. Thought they were a great show.
Of course, it's fucking hilarious.
Was not a fan when they went to SwearNet and you had to pay to see it. Well, guess what? Tubi has all of the SwearNet seasons of Trailer Park Boys.
Really?
For free.
Does that mean you've seen the one with my mailbag?
Not yet. I just started them. I'm only 2 episodes in.
I saw that.
So Tubi has it now, do they?
Yep. Yeah.
No, I'll watch it. Like, I didn't watch it on the SwearNet.
It's not done. I'm not into it. You can't get into it. No.
It's not the same quality, and I know.
No, but it is.
I used to love it, but
more
I couldn't.
Of a podcast style with little skits and stuff put into it.
Yeah.
Into a 30-minute show.
I did like their animation one.
Well, that's in this one too.
Oh.
Yeah. No. I thought they did okay with the animation.
That's where they lost me. It got a little too much in the first episode of the animation.
Yeah,
it was hard. Like the first episode still has John Leahy in it and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Jim Leahy, John Dunsworth.
Sam is still around. Sam Lasco. Lasco.
I almost said Malachi.
Sam
He's not with us.
Tosco, I think, is what he goes by on the show. Caveman, right?
Yeah. Fucking caveman.
Only reason I know he's still around because he said happy birthday the other day. So I haven't seen him post anything in a long time.
Is still my favorite. I like Randy. He's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's because you got to hang out with him in your trailer park.
Probably J-Rock.
He's super
J-Rock was probably my favorite character.
I just can't get into it at all,
Actually,
man.
I take it back. What's his fucking face? The guy with the Corvette.
Jake?
Cyrus.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
See, mine was always Leahy, but it's only because I know John, right? Or knew John.
Yeah.
No. But
they were all
what I couldn't get over with John was he did a perfect drunk for somebody who doesn't drink.
He didn't drink.
Yeah. Smoke pot almost as much as me, but
we had him on the show. He told us that.
Yeah, but he wouldn't drink. Yeah, I forgot about having him on the show.
I do miss Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so
me and my brother decided to have a drinking game one night with the Trailer Park Boys, with beer and Jack Daniels. And every time somebody said fuck, you had to take a drink of beer. And every time Bubble said cocksucker, you had to drink a shot of Jack Daniels. And
How
we started,
far did you make it?
We got about halfway through the Christmas one. And we had
like that Christmas episode.
Yeah, we had to keep pausing it just to catch up on the amount of drinks that we had to take. But yeah, it was probably the worst one that we could have picked. And then I don't remember much of the night after that. But don't play drinking games with Trailer Park Boys. It's not worth it.
Today's fake
news. Drinking games. And I've tried to do smoking games, but it's hard to do.
The last time I played a drinking game, and it was probably caps, because I've always enjoyed caps.
Oh, I was great at caps.
Beer pong. Meh. But
I've never played beer pong.
Yeah, well, I have, only because my dad had a ping pong table. But who the fuck carries ping pong tables with, ping pong and fucking Dixie cups with them to a party?
People that want to play beer pong, I guess.
You don't need that. You got a beer cap and you got a bottle, and there's your game.
I think they actually sell mini versions that you can carry around.
I know they do. They have club packs. You can probably get them at the fucking liquor store, to be honest. You can get anything at the liquor store. I saw something called Creamsicle.
Or you could go to Walmart.
Have you tried Creamsicle? Anybody?
And a bag of ping pong balls.
Yeah, but have you ever tried Creamsicle from the liquor store, Mary Jane? Anybody?
No, I don't drink.
I don't. I've seen it.
You know what I did today?
What?
I bought. This is, I think, the first time in over a year that I went out and bought a case of beer.
You know what?
Really?
Dave left. My sister's boyfriend left 4 beers. He got a 12-pack of Tall Boys. There were 4 left, and I've been having one every now and then. I had my last one last night. And, I've always been like, no, I don't want to drink alone. No, I don't want to. I'll become a crotchety old man. I'll go to the bar. I'll drink alone. Yeah. I don't want that trend to start, but, it's all right.
No, see, that's not an issue for me, because I bought a case of beer. I bought a case of Stella.
Yuck.
So it's, no, what do you mean yuck?
Stella's pretty good.
Stella's good.
Mary Jane was waiting
I had
for
one
that.
at supper
You
time.
could see it in her face. She was waiting for me to say, Stella!
But I had one with supper, and then I might have one Sunday. But
look at that face.
In a month's time, I'll still have beer here. Because I forget
about it. I bought a Mickey of Weiser's Deluxe 25-year-old because I like it. And it's still sitting in my fridge. I bought that when I moved here. How long have I been here now? Wow.
I don't know. I got a bottle of scotch sitting beside me that's still got, looks like 2-3 shots left in it. That's been sitting there for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. But, it'll age better.
I don't. No, it doesn't. Once it's out of the cask, it's done aging.
I would concur.
Same as wine. Wine doesn't age in a bottle. It ages in the cask. So when it says it's 12-year-old scotch, it spent 12 years in a cask, not 12 years in a bottle.
Yeah, that's how they fuck your head up, though.
Not really.
Do you really think they'll leave it in there for 12 years?
Yeah. Some of them do. There's Tabasco sauce. They make Tabasco sauce.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that video.
They put it into casks, and it sits for 3 years before they bottle it up.
We can watch. You want to? Okay, pick a subject.
Copyrighted.
Pick a subject, and let's watch how it's made.
That's on Tubi too.
I know. I've been watching that.
How it's made right from the beginning.
Babies?
I watch on.
I would say slime.
That's one's on there.
On Prime, how do they do that or do it? One of them is on there. I've watched. Yeah. There's like 15 fucking seasons or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are we gonna watch a video? Can we do it on break?
That's what we're.
I need to know. Okay, I need to know when break is because I got to do my hair during break.
What do you got to do to it? Make it less orange.
You'll see. You'll see.
She's
Make it
colorizing.
more orange.
So pick a
It's
topic.
supposed to be this color.
What do we want to learn how it's
didn't work.
made?
What'd you say, Al?
What do we
How
want
to make
learn?
slime.
How to make what?
Slime.
Slime?
That's kind of like old.
Yeah. Something new.
Oh, I thought it was for young.
No, like my kids did that like 10 years ago. Fuck, we had so much time.
Slime is easy. It's like egg and it's like making dough, isn't it? And then adding a liquid.
My kids, it was made out of Tide. That's all I remember.
Oh.
Borax or something.
It was Tide.
Well, usually you use glue.
Yeah, glue was in it. I think there was glue.
White
Elmer's
glue,
glue.
And a soap.
It Tide. That's what I just said.
Yeah, or borax, which is.
And then you just let your kids just like play and all this
My
stuff.
kid used to have a YouTube, like she used to have a YouTube video following of her making slime. Apparently,
that's awesome.
That's the thing. She got out of it. Moved on.
I need to know how to write a movie script, but that'll take too long.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT? No, ChatGPT is only as good as the parameters you give it. If you don't know what parameters to give it, it's like a calculator. It's great, but if you don't know what to punch in...
If you're going to write a script, you better know the parameters.
Well, I know most of the parameters, but it just doesn't understand what I'm trying to say because we don't speak the same language, you see.
What's ChatGPT?
AI shit.
Using AI.
It's
AI shit, dude.
It's AI.
I actually used ChatGPT just recently to help me create the event description that I'm throwing for Halloween. So I gave it the parameters. Pretty good. I just had to take a couple things and rearrange and erase a few things, but
somebody went and put in ChatGPT for a business plan.
Yeah.
And it printed out a complete business plan. They talked to the bank and they said, sure, we'd fund that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was using AI to do the business plan for them.
You can literally, when it gives you an answer, you can say, write that in more sophisticated terms, and then click enter, and it'll say, sure, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did it cost you?
ChatGPT 4 is free. Or no, 3 is free, I think it is.
Yeah.
But the new one is not free. You got to pay for that. But you can go on, I think it's called OpenAI, but if you type in ChatGPT, you can play around with it.
Yeah. I know a lot of the universities are kicking up a stink about ChatGPT and Grammarly.
The guy who wrote it is telling people not to use it.
Yeah.
Well,
why?
It's useful if people use it correctly, but the problem is people are trying to cheat and skirt around. Like, if you get a job, you can use this to show that you're a competent person in this field when you're not.
No, it's only because on paper it looks like you are, because that's the way it wrote it for you.
Yeah. I think a lot of schools are right now, they're kind of panicking. They're going one way, like they're saying you can't use ChatGPT. Other schools are saying they're giving assignments like my friend, she is an EA and she goes all over to different schools. And she said the one school she went to, she said was really good. The teacher assigned everybody to go home and to give ChatGPT the parameters on this assignment. And she gave them just this thing, and they went home and they were supposed to bring back what ChatGPT said. And they were all going to analyze it and see how they can make it better, if it how to make it more human, how to put it in their words rather than a computer's, how to actually use it rather than just.
What I'd like to see though is if I gave an entire class the same parameters to go and do the same assignment, do I come back with 30 of the same assignment or the same answers, or do I come back with 30 different ones?
It depends. The kids would have to put in the exact same parameters. If they did the exact same, my assumption is it would be the same, because it's not like Google. Google is specified to your customs, your specifics. Like if we all went on Google right now and searched the same phrase, it would show us all different results. But Chat GPT isn't supposed to be like that.
On the same subject, but a little further down the road, Robin Williams' daughter is now up in a stink because they're using his likeness for commercials and stuff like that, and it's all AI. And there's somebody else that
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is unhappy about it as well, and he's not even dead.
No, he's still alive, but there's commercials out there using him that's all
AI. Yeah.
AI or CGI.
Well, eventually we're not going to know if it's the actual actor or not. No, I don't feel like going in today. Just write me in. And which sucks. And I think the music industry is going to be be very affected by it.
I have a question when it comes to, like, say, for example, Tom Cruise. I've seen Tom Cruise in, like, on the red carpet and whatever, and then you see him in the movies, and I remember my dad telling me, oh, that's like movie makeup, or that's movie magic or whatever. And I'm looking at it now going, that's fucking CGI or some sort of like AI shit where they're making him look younger. And now, like you're saying, they're talking about,
you can do it on this.
They can physically take somebody else's image. Like, Al, we could take your body, your face, and put it onto my image. Or
look at the video here. I'll show you something.
Like you said, you don't have to be there.
Touch up my appearance. Watch the difference in my face.
Yeah, but this is even different, Al. We could literally right now, they have the technology to change you as you.
Yes.
And make you a whole complete different person and make you Tom Cruise sitting there right now chatting with us.
No thanks.
And if they have the ability to do that with somebody's image and voice, it makes me wonder why are people clinging on to these actors for, like, what is it? Why do we need Tom Cruise or Robin Williams to continue acting in movies? Why can't we let new actors and actresses in? What the hell? Why do we need to CGI or AI people into movies?
I think Mission Impossibles are still pretty kind of good. Let them go.
Why do we need real athletes when we could have CGI athletes doing the same thing and not getting physically hurt and injured?
Well, no, it gets even more. It gets even better, Marcel. Think about this. You don't have to pay the top basketball players to actually play in the game. You can imprint their likeness, their image onto a college level basketball player, and people would see the top playing basketball player. Meanwhile, it's just a college kid. They might think the guy's playing like shit, but they don't have to pay the guy top dollar.
That works good for TV, but sporting events are
it's live events.
Live events with a.
That's just in sports, but I'm just saying if relate it to movies, you'd have to pay Tom Cruise. You can pay Joe Blow and just put Tom Cruise on him.
Yeah. But
I don't care if it's
same
fake.
token, you can turn around and do that with any world leader and have them go on national TV broadcast or international TV broadcast saying whatever you wanted them to say.
Oh, so, like Biden? I've seen him say some weird shit lately.
No, trust me.
Or wait, is that real life? No, but I did hear about, like, Joe Rogan was talking about how there's like a whole podcast episode out with him and somebody else, and he's like, I've never even interviewed that person. Yeah. Like, I've never sat down with them. That wasn't me. That's just all like AI.
Oh yeah, no, this. You know what? They've been doing this for decades. It's called. Get care if it's a digital Tom Cruise or cartoons, like animation. Like, as long as it's entertaining and a good story, who gives a shit? Now, I would be offended if I was Robin Williams' family that they're using their dad's image and voice and like without any. Like
royalty.
Yeah, I feel like someone has to sign off on
this. If they can copyright the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm pretty sure a guy's fucking body and voice should be copyrighted.
Well, and I would imagine it is. And probably what the stink is about is that they're using this AI to try and skirt around it.
Yeah, but
and I think it's going to backfire on them, and they're going to end up having to pay out their asses.
Oh, totally.
Okay, so wait. I have a question then. If somebody can do a really, really good Robin Williams impersonation, and they decide that they're going to make another Aladdin movie, just say, and this person sounds just like him.
Yeah. They have voice over people. One of
so
the
what's
guys.
The difference between that and using Robin Williams's likeness for a voice?
Because Disney owns the character, not Robin.
You know what? The guy that played the robot, Jeffrey Peterson on Late Show. You remember that? No.
No.
James
I was
Corden,
too young. I wasn't allowed to stay up that late.
James Corden had a sidekick instead of a co-host. He had a robot, Jeffrey Peterson. And we've talked about this on the show before with our friend Jeffrey Peterson, Marcel.
Yeah.
But anyways, and he does an almost perfect Morgan Freeman, and he did it with Morgan Freeman one night on the show, and it was perfect. But he is really good at doing voiceover, and that's what he does. He mimics. There are actors that look like Tom Cruise.
So you can't copyright a voice then?
Sure you can. But if you change it one little bit,
a complete character. And a good example is we had John Dunsworth come to an event, and at the event he brought along Jim Leahy. In his drunken stupor form, and did a little stand-up routine. But we could not videotape any of it because John Leahy belongs to Clattenburgs.
He doesn't own it yet. No, there's all kinds of that stuff. What's the wrestler? You guys know the wrestler Edge?
Yes, yeah. The Edge, yeah.
So he just left the WWE, and he's at the AEW. Too bad Darcy wasn't here to be all over this. But he's going by his real name because the WWE owned the character Edge, so he's going by Adam Copeland.
The Rock went through that when he started getting really big in the movies. The Rock went through that, and then eventually they said, "Oh, all right, you're the Rock, you can use it."
No, I think what he ended up doing is he probably ended up having to buy his name.
Probably. Well, you remember Jesse the Body Ventura?
Yes.
Yeah.
The governor. He left the WWE because he would not sign over the title The Body Ventura to Vince McMahon. He said, I came up with a character, I wasn't selling it to him. He wanted me to sign it over.
Speaking of Darcy, he's home today.
Oh, good for Darcy.
Yay!
Darcy got home today.
Miss you, Darcy.
Why isn't he on? I'm sorry, Darcy. Suck it up, bitch.
I can guarantee you he's listening.
His wife said, no, he's not going to be on because he needs his rest, and he's going to get his rest.
No, if anything, he needs his wife time. That woman deserves some time alone with him after everything she's done and gone through. Jeez, the both of them.
Yeah, no, I think
I've seen all the posts, and I'm like,
so does Marcel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Marcel, you do a lot too, but you don't love Darcy the way she does, so. It's a different kind of love.
I don't know. He probably tells me he loves me more than he tells her. So
that you know of.
Funny. No, it was funny. We were on the phone yesterday because every once in a while we'll be talking on the phone for a while, and we'll go to hang up. He'll say, "Okay, love you," and then you go, "Fuck off." So yesterday we're in the car, and we just got home and just ended the call, and he said, "Love," and he stopped, and I said, "Yes, we love you too, Darcy." And it, fuck off. But yeah, we love Darcy.
Yeah, we miss you, Darcy.
All right, speaking of missing Darcy, I made a thing for when he comes back, and then we're going to watch a video about the inside of a magic mushroom retreat for our break. And then we'll be back.
How long is that?
12 minutes or so. You have time to go do your hair. We'll be back.
Okay.
We're going to break already?
When we go. We're not going right now. I'm just
loading it. Look at her. Get her bucket ready to go.
Like, okay.
Well, you want to go? You go.
No. Put her picture back up.
What? I'm chill.
No, I want to see what you're going to do to this hair. Show me. Turn around. Let's see it.
Wait, you want to see the hair now? Can you see the top?
Yeah, okay, so it's pink.
Well, it's all pink. It's supposed to be.
Why don't you just do it right now during the break?
How did she do that? That should be her video.
How'd they do that?
So I have to make this different.
Let's watch a stoner fucking do her hair.
Oh.
No, I'm going to go upstairs and do it.
Oh, why?
Plus, I got to take my shirt off to do it, so
I
don't get any dye on my shirt.
Oh, you're going to dye your hair?
Yeah, I got to put more pink in it.
Well, yeah.
And you can't tell this is it's a different color pink, see?
Yeah, it looks like you bleached your hair, and then you started adding pink.
Yeah, see, this is my natural. This is my natural.
Yeah. Well, I know you're natural.
I'll get that
you're a natural pink head?
No, I tried to keep it as close to my natural color as possible. There we go.
All right. So when we come back, we'll have some grow tips by Mary Jane. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're doing the grow segment tonight. Didn't anybody tell you?
What's the topic?
Growing.
Give me a topic.
No, actually, since everybody should be harvesting or almost finished harvesting, you can talk about harvesting, curing, and that type of stuff.
There you go.
Sure. What are we going to talk about until break?
Must be something.
Actually, I was talking with Al about this, and Lenny's he watches CPAC. I've been watching the Australian Senate.
Oh, okay.
The Australian one.
Yeah. The senators in Australia are a little pissed about COVID and vaccines.
Why?
Well,
they're getting ready for another round. That's why.
Well, there's one senator honestly thinks that the heads of the pharmaceutical companies as well as the heads of a lot of the government should be in prison.
D is still harvesting.
D is still harvesting? Yeah. There's still few people harvesting. We got another hurricane coming this weekend.
Do you really?
Tropical storm or hurricane?
Well, it's a hurricane right now, I think.
I'm having my turkey tomorrow because of it.
I don't mind Sunday. I don't care.
I just didn't trust Nova Scotia Power. You guys suck too, Nova Scotia Power.
Well, they do suck, but I have a generator.
I know. I just didn't feel like fucking with it.
I can plug in if I need to. Actually, I called the generator out and give her a start up the other day just to make sure everything worked.
I ran mine before the last one came by just to make sure.
Well, I used mine to run the trimmer.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's easier than hauling the trimmer up to the house.
Yeah, like what do you guys do during hurricane season in Ontario? You don't get to enjoy it.
Yeah. No,
when is hurricane season?
Now.
Now. Pretty much September till November.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, they say August to
August, but
November.
We haven't seen one ever in August.
I don't know. We just get this weird weather where it goes cold, and then summer comes back for like a week, and then it gets cold again.
It was like 26 here today.
It gets warmer when the hurricanes are coming.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably get seasonal temperatures Monday or Tuesday.
It was seasonal up until the last couple of days.
Yeah, we've actually had the last week has been awesome, weather-wise, for sunshine and shit like that. So, I mean, it's probably a good time now for people to go out and try and get as much harvest done as they can before they get hit with 50 millimeters of rain.
We've already had
for us Maritimers.
Because mold and rain just go so well together. And cannabis.
It's whistling out. It's whistling right now. I mean, just whipping.
See, that's us Saturday night and Sunday. It'll be whipping winds.
I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see if I can get my window to whistle.
But it can whip and howl all it wants because I've completely got my harvest done. So I have nothing left to strip out there. It's just a really shitty growing season this year.
You think so?
Yeah. On the East Coast, it has been. Our whole month of July was rain.
There's been a lot of rain here too. I have to say.
That could be normal for there, though.
It is.
Yeah. See, we don't normally have a month of rain in July.
Leaves are almost all off the trees here already.
Ours are all turning color nice now.
Yeah, there's a lot of color, but there's a lot on the ground already. I can start. I'm starting to be able to see through the trees, see the water through the trees.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get your lake back.
Yeah, I get my view back soon.
Wait, is it a lake or the ocean?
No, it's the lake. The ocean.
You're far up there north, right?
There's no.
It's not that far north.
Not that far. No.
That's called Inuvit and Northwest Territories.
Yeah.
What, Nunavut?
Yeah, but he's in front of a lake that, I mean, it acts like an ocean because it's so friggin' big.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
For the big waves and things like that, but it's all fresh
we
water.
Have cruise ships that come along on this lake. It's that big.
See, it's an ocean.
No, it's not.
It's a lake that's almost like an ocean. Yes.
It is the coldest. It is the coldest, largest, and deepest of the Great Lakes. There are. They call it the red.
Oh, it's not. That's why it's not a normal lake. It's a Great Lake.
They call it the Red Lake because it glows at night as the sun goes down. Not the lake, the sky, but you know. Yeah.
Oh. I was just online looking to see if you guys had any of the roll and bowl events near you guys.
I love roll and bowl events. I wish we could have them here.
Yeah, it says roll and bowl. I just heard about this. Apparently, they've done this before. It's put on by BSDS Events. Whoever you are, BSDS.
You get to smoke in the bowling alley, though?
No. Okay, so here's the story. I was so excited because I was chatting with Jen from Truro, and I was like, are you going to this? Because she knows how much I love bowling. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go. There's one in Toronto. There's actually, let's see, they have them in Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Ottawa, and Calgary.
Okay.
So we got our tickets for the Toronto one. It's a bud tender appreciation event. A bud tender surprise and delight series event is how they're advertising it. However, the event itself, I'm so frustrated. So, I can't turn my camera around. Maybe I'll just send it to you, Al. The website shows, the logo shows, it says roll and bowl, and then it shows a bowling ball in the middle with 2 bowling pins and 2 joints.
Send me it on Facebook and I'll bring it up.
Okay, so I went and I got our tickets, and I'm super excited, and we're gonna go. And I went ahead and I checked the location, and the location says it's at the Toronto Beach Club. And I asked Timmy, and Timmy's like, "Well, the Toronto Beach Club, there's no bowling alley at the Toronto Beach Club."
They may put one in.
And I was like, okay, but it's the Toronto. Are we doing lawn bowling outside? Wait, what? So I sent a message to the organizers, and I asked them what's going on? Are you guys actually having bowling? And apparently they're bringing in Wii game systems for the bowling portion of.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm not gonna promote that.
You want out?
You got to put the logo up, because I just want to say,
false advertising.
If you want to confuse people, because I was ready to bring my bowling shoes and my ball in my bowling bag. And that's not a light bag to just be carrying to an event that I'm coming into thinking I'm going to be bowling, and it's just a little So, you want to talk about false advertising? I'm like, that logo is so bullshit. I'm like, put a fucking Wii controller in there, please. Please.
So are you going, though?
I don't see anything about Wii.
Are you going, though, Mary Jane?
I want to see... okay, I am tired of going to events and being frustrated by all these little things, okay? Somebody's got to be able to put on an event that... Well, I don't want to say that, because there have been events that have been bang on and they've been great events, but they're kind of few and far between. So, and because I want to throw events, I'm like, I need to figure out how to create the best event possible. So obviously not false advertisement. Don't do that. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I seen Shatterizer was down there, so on that logo part. So,
I'm just looking at this site, and they have more than just roll and bowl. They have puff and paint, or puff and putt, which I would imagine is also Wii mini golf.
Yeah, it's probably their only little 8x8 fucking putting green.
and bong and pong, which is very likely ping pong.
The Spencer table we were talking about.
Which is funny because you can play Wii tennis too.
I used to get tennis elbow from playing Wii tennis. I played with all people all over the world.
I might when we go to Wii bowling, I might bring my own Wii controller and put it in my bowling bag.
There you go.
I show up with my bowling bag and just reach in and pull out my Wii controller. I'm ready. Let's go. It looks like fun.
It looks like a bad advertisement. Fuck them.
Yeah, if you see the actual event, like the event
this
video.
This has been another review from Lennie.
Wait, I'm pretty sure, Lennie, I think Turo's going to be there.
Honesty and transparency.
Hey, Lennie, I'm pretty sure Turo's going to be there.
Well... Fuck him anyway. I'm
Lennie.
What's that?
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I saw an advertisement.
Yeah.
For a position at Tro Cannabis.
Yeah, I heard there's a couple of them available.
Yeah, but I don't know how many takers you're going to get when they're only offering $1 to $2 per hour.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's got to be a typo.
I think so.
No, I'd imagine that's all they want to pay.
Yeah, that's probably.
What's the minimum wage in Nova Scotia? Jeez, it just went up here in Ontario. Oh, really? Ours just went up to like $16.
Do you know what else got me about the job description, Lennie?
What was that?
Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's only 40-hour week job. I don't know. I've seen you there.
I don't know. It's for the. I resigned from Turo Cannabis.
It's his job that they're offering for $1 to $2 an hour.
I'm still there, but I've resigned until they can find my replacement.
Oh, is that because that's how much they used to pay you?
No, I did better than that.
No, they can't afford to offer more until they get a replacement and get him out, and then he can have what he's getting.
No, that's. But it does say $1 to $2 or something an hour?
Yep, $1 to $2 an hour and 40 hours a week. I'd like to see Lennie only work there 40 hours a week. That'd be hilarious.
I wish. Oh fuck no. No, that is true. Except for the dollar hours and the 40 and the
the 40 hours a week.
Yeah, but I am technically still there until they can find some sucker. I mean, some person.
told Darcy, I said, I think I'm going to apply for that job.
No. I just tired of it more than anything.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
There's more to it than that, but just the simplified short version of it. I'm just tired of it and just had enough.
Don't blame you.
Change is good every now and then.
Oh yeah, no. It's not a hate. I say if I hated them, I would fucking walk out the door and give them the finger and go fuck yourself, right? But it wasn't anything like that. It's just
I don't want to do this
now
anymore.
You'll be able to concentrate on Optimus.
A bit of that, my pharmacies, and again, obviously,
the methadone people
exactly the way I want it to go. Let's just
How is your clinic? How's your clinic working at your pharmacy?
The walk-in thingy?
Yeah, because you can now do prescriptions at your pharmacy.
Well,
one of your pharmacies.
It's a little bit of we. There's a few extra things we can do. It's busy.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
Yeah.
The lack of doctors. There was an article just went out the other day that was listing the pharmacies that
do it. I think it's like 20 something now.
Yeah, I think you're the only one in Truro, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
we
a
don't.
lot.
We still don't have one in Amherst, and I'm surprised that PharmaSave hasn't jumped on
it. Amherst has nobody.
Nope.
Bless you, Al.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
At least I muted my mic.
I'm seeing you were quick there.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work for the pharmacy. To be fair.
Oh yeah, it would be for sure.
But it is good for the community, for people that have no access to anything. So
yeah.
But
with the shortage of doctors, I saw a nice report today about the code they have at the hospital now, LWBS, and that's left without being seen. And the numbers of people that are going in waiting 7-8 hours in ERs are getting fed up and just leaving without seeing the doctors. So all it says is this code of left without being seen marked on their chart. And they had another incident where a lady died an hour after waiting.
It happens every day. It just doesn't get reported. But no, what our pharmacy, we have a few extra things we're allowed to do. We are allowed to do a little bit more lab work. And we can do strep testing. So you just think about it. If somebody thinks they have strep throat, why go to ER?
Exactly.
Get your doctor. Just pop into your pharmacy. Well, you have to make an appointment, but you can get into the pharmacy, do it all there. If you're positive, we're allowed to prescribe the antibiotics right on the spot. So you think about a mom or kids, and 30 minutes, bing, bam, boom, get the fuck home, and everyone's happy, right?
So what is
Those
it?
People aren't going to the merge.
Right. So what is it you can prescribe? You can supply antibiotics for certain infections.
A lot of pharmacies can do a lot of this stuff. All like UTIs.
What about diabetes stuff?
They can renew things, and they can do some adjustments, things like that.
Cool.
And they're allowed to do some lab testing and diagnose. That would really fuck it up. People, the doctor's side just shut them and say, God forbid they might get it. A lot of people get left out in the dark, right? So, and doctor shortage. So it does give an opportunity for us to do some case management and stuff like that. So, but to me, the big win was, and I saw our premier locally, and just even within a few weeks of it open, the amount of strep tests that were being done. And you think about most of those ones, that's preventing those people sitting at the emergency room, even from their
for
family
8
doctor.
hours.
Yeah. Even can't get into my family doctor, even if they can, let the family doctor deal with a little bit more heavier sick people. So I told them, it's just roll this out across the province. Even if the cost of the testing, you're saving so much time and backlog in the ER, it's worth it. And I also said the other two things: get pharmacists trained on the otitis media for the ear infections for the kids, and maybe some sinusitis. You do those 3 things, fuck, you just freed up an awful lot of goddamn ER time, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like ER.
I think more people need to know about it, though. I don't think people.
Well,
like,
it's
not enough
technically
people know that you can do it. Yeah.
Nova Scotia, it's a pilot project, and no other pharmacy. Like Alberta has a lot of prescribing power. The pharmacists in Alberta can do fucking a ton.
Yeah, ours just changed too this year.
Yeah,
like our pharmacists
can do it here, or pharmacists can do it here as well now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a silly look on Len's face. Oh, there he's back now.
Oh no, I just said Alberta has way more scope. Like they can get they can get prescribing authority, everything but controlled drugs they can prescribe for any condition.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, they make a lot of money. God bless Alberta, the Texas of Canada.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Alberta.
I'll tell you, I love their premier. What's her, Danielle Smith?
Smith.
Mm-hmm.
She's a smart lady, and she's
got some
badass.
big balls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
but I'm
badass.
like in Manitoba's now.
I haven't seen what's going on there.
Well, Canoe's making some changes. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I am did I freeze again?
No.
You have been freezing, yes.
In and out, you freeze. Like now.
Like Mr. Freeze.
He's like frozen.
Frozen. He's like, am I froze? And he paused himself. Oh, there you are.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know. My internet, I think my router needs a good old-fashioned unplugging.
Yeah, unplug and replug.
Yeah, just like not just for this, just in general, I find it's been not as up to snuff lately.
Apparently, the companies say you're supposed to shut it off every night or some shit. I'm like, I'm not shutting it off every night. Like half of my lights on my cameras are hooked up to that shit.
Oh, don't worry. The Trudeau government will have us have darkouts in 12 years anyway, so don't worry. 1984 is coming.
What? There's
Wouldn't that be weird if we all just got flashback to 1984 and be like, what happened?
Did any of you guys, I know Dale watched it, did any of you guys watch that one that I shared?
What's that?
That was on Tubi? It's a documentary.
About?
The man from the future.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
No.
Because one of the things he says that we're going to experience in the very near future is the blackout. And it'd be 5 years without power or internet.
Oh, that's terrible. Even just the power. Think about just 3 months with no power.
Wait, aren't you prepared?
Food.
Aren't you prepared?
What are you going to eat?
Everyone's going to die.
You're going to eat the food that you catch.
Yeah, but what are you going to eat?
The food that you catch.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to cook it over a fire?
Yeah.
Looks like I'm eating bugs. All these people are bitching about, oh, Bill Gates wants us to eat bugs. That's going to be all I'm going to catch.
Well, you might learn to be a better hunter.
The beauty of it is the deer just like to walk up to my door, so perfect. Suckers.
No. I'm happy living in a world where my biggest problem is pink hair.
All right, guys, it's time to take a break.
Yep,
we're going to watch this little thing here inside a magic mushroom retreat, and then we'll be back. This is something on the internet. We're not allowed to say anymore what we're doing. It's just a bunch of people sitting in their living rooms smoking weed.
We are Canadian.
Yeah.
CRTC with CanCon.
A.
CBG TV is the way to broadcast your message to an audience looking for your products or services.
Oh, Mary Jane got up.
Affordable advertising, personalized campaigns, special promos, event attendance, and more. Talk to someone today, in person or by email. Find us online at www.cbgtv.com. Or you can send an email to admin@cbgtv.com. Additionally, if your phone scans QR codes, scan this one to learn more.
I wish that I could easily just bottle it up and put it in a little package and just hand it to someone else.
Hey everyone, I am here at a magic mushroom retreat, and I thought it might be interesting for all of you if I walked you through what it was all about to do it in this way, in a legal way, in a setting that you have a bunch of caretakers who are professionals who can help you use it for therapy.
This is another atypical Stone Age Man video. It's a bit of a behind the scenes to how a journey like this played out to help you visualize the inner workings a little bit more.
This is a full batch of beautiful psilocybin containing mushrooms.
This may be of interest to those of you who simply want to see how a mushroom experience plays out.
Sure am.
I know that I would have wanted to see this
Want
going
chocolate or
in.
mocha?
So here goes. Now let me start at the beginning before we get to Jamaica. I must say I was actually nervous, but had a direct flight from Charlotte to Montego Bay. Now Jamaica is an interesting place because you fly in and you're greeted by the beautiful colored ocean waters and you land almost in the water. Now the process through customs was easy. We picked up our bags, we headed out to a crowd of people where Trad and the team picked us up. The crew had all decided to dye their hair blue, so they all stood out. I guess this is because of the retreat name, Blue Portal, and because of the fact that psilocybin mushrooms brews blue.
It's blue right there. Can you see that? Look at that.
The Canadian government doesn't want you to have this drone. This $99 intelligent drone is disrupting the entire photography industry. And big brands are trying their hardest to make it illegal in
Grab
Canada.
the half full one.
Rather than spending $2,000 to $5,000 on a professional photography equipment. This $99 smart drone allows you to take spectacular, breathtaking photos and videos. It's packed with cutting-edge technology like the Follow Me feature that lets you take amazing videos of yourself without using the controller. Its advanced GPS functionality means it can track your location within 3,000 feet and return to you quickly when experiencing a weak signal or when the battery is low. The collision detection function prevents any accidental damage or crashes, making this drone the safest quadcopter ever produced. It's like carrying a $3,000 high-end photography equipment in your pocket in form of an ultra-compact, lightweight drone that is so easy to operate anyone can use it. What's interesting about this product is that it was developed by two former product engineers of a well-known drone brand. One of the engineers, Robert Spencer, says the company used to have a reputation of creating high-quality, reliable products. But 2 years ago, everything changed. The board of directors changed and they started using cheaper materials to cut the costs. Robert was told to make the product as cheap as possible. And in the same time, the company kept raising the price up to the point that they charged $700 for a model that costed only $80 to build. After marketing expenses, it left $550 of pure profit. The company didn't change their policy even after hundreds of customers' complaints. Robert and his co-worker Mark, who worked for years to build the company's reputation, were disgusted with the brand's money-grabbing attitude and decided to quit.
Now, the actual retreat was only about 30 minutes from the airport at this small little villa in the water. After traveling for a long time, it really was nice to finally unpack and check into a seaside home on the water. I've been to several places in Jamaica in the past, and this was exactly what I needed. An old place with some history behind it where we could then jump into the water.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
The others came in on different flights, and we all met right here.
This is the Caribbean. We are feet away from the water right now and eat dinner and just look out.
Now you may notice that many people were blurred out in the main video, as well as they are in this one. That is the stigma coming to the surface. You see, everyone was generally a pretty high-ranking individual, either in government or education or business, and they were worried about what others might say back home, even if it's legal here. What I did think was great about this experience here were the others on the trip. That's kind of a theme of how I'm talking about this. But every individual had unique experiences, and we all learned from each other. So meeting them and bonding was at least 50% of what made it so truly special. At the same time we met everyone else, of course, we met the facilitators. Trad Cotter here is a mycologist. He has 25 years experience as a scientist and a grower. That meant I really believed in the quality of the mushrooms he grew down here. Believe it or not, that's actually pretty important. The therapist here was Irene, who I really grew to love. She's someone I trusted a ton for her expertise and her knowledge of the science, the clinical trials that have been done to make this a really effective therapy. And then I loved hearing her personal story with psilocybin.
It's hard to believe, but in 3 sessions with psilocybin, like all the heaviness trauma, everything that I was carrying with me, it just disappeared.
Then we had facilitators like Pasha and Ivana with their different expertise in Reiki and yoga and massage, things that most of the people here took advantage of in their free time.
With our input, it just worked as magic.
Now, that first night, we had individual sessions with the facilitators.
People are going in on one-on-one sessions with the therapist.
We all talked about our intentions and what we wanted to get out of this experience. That helped them determine the dosage and our needs for the next day. And then the next morning we awoke, got mentally ready for the actual mushroom journey.
This morning everybody did yoga, then we're going to go into the yoga studio in about an hour after a very light breakfast, and we're going to have a whole day of experiencing the mushroom and see how it goes.
By 10 a.m., we all met in the yoga center.
What's great about this place is it's closed, it's a controlled setting, and there are a lot of people supervising your experience. So anybody that's going through hard times, immediately someone's there to take care of you. And I must say, this is the place that I would want to do the experience.
We're positioned at different areas around the room, and we've already kind of picked out like who we've partnered with the participants that we may have a connection to, or a particular life bond, or a story that they shared with you. So sometimes we pick the participant picks us, but we all share the whole space. The facilitators watch over everyone.
Now, I should note, I actually wasn't nervous at all. It was great seeing the others around me getting ready. I did know that some of them were pretty nervous, so oddly that did make me relaxed. And then we each came up and got a blue bowl with the mushrooms which were ground up inside. It was a mushroom tea. And for those of you interested, I had 3.5 grams with a 1.5 gram booster just in case I wanted it. I actually didn't end up taking it. We then laid down and did some light guided breath work and put on our headphones and masks. I expected it would take 45 minutes to kick in, but it was only about 15 minutes before I was off and having an intense dream. The meditation music I had in my ears was supplemented by the others around me who were bathing the room in a cacophony of sounds that were really beautiful and relaxing. But they also walked around with burning sage, for instance, which increases your serotonin levels. And then they had other essential oils, which I don't actually know what they all did, but apparently Irene says they had some purpose. And it seems to me that English just doesn't have the words to describe what it was like. But I was in a purple palace that was actually an octopus enveloping this beautiful...
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their hearing almost overnight. Did you know that hearing impairments have nothing to do with your ears? The ears are nothing more than a microphone to the part of the brain responsible for your hearing. Here's the problem. No matter what type of hearing aid you use or what treatments you try, you're only treating the symptoms, not the real root cause. Listen, eventually...
living space, and it wasn't scary, it was beautiful. In the palace, I immediately met my dog Falcon. I hugged him, and I was able to emotionally connect with him and come to grips with the fact that he only has a few days left, something I was really troubled by before I left. Then I moved on to the different rooms in the palace. My brother-in-law who committed suicide was in one, and I dealt with that. My dad was in another. I spent time getting emotional in each room, and then I moved to the next one, and it felt like I dealt with it. And then I realized I was in a big hall and felt this great sense that the work I was doing in education was super important. I could feel it to my core. Hence, the doc that resulted from this whole experience. Upon coming back to, I sat in the room for another couple hours watching the others take off their masks.
And when the medicine starts to work, we start to notice how people are reacting, whether it's body language or anxiety, laughing, tears, all those things. And those people are made aware that we are present very gently. And it's mostly an offhands approach unless they ask.
The facilitators gave me water and fruit, and it was really nice because it just showed up exactly when I thought I needed it. Then I went outside and chatted near the water with the others and by the big tree. I was able to open up and get emotional about trying to raise my kids.
I just want to be a good dad. I'm trying my best.
They're not the kind of emotional conversations I would have normally had, so it was really nice. On the tail end of it, I wandered around and got creative with my camera, taking time lapses and occasionally interviewing the other people involved.
We're now coming out of the glow, and the facilitators were glowing too, because it was a very rewarding experience for everyone, including myself. And beautiful warm feeling, here right now.
That night, as things wore off, we had a great meal and all discussed what happened. The next day was more yoga, an art session, and a time for us to all reveal what the session was really like for us. And then that night, we had the integration ceremony.
And now for the bonfire.
The integration, you see, is one of the most important things. It's where we could really think about and talk about what part of us we wanted to leave behind. And we wrote it down and symbolically put it in the fire. Some people said what it was, and I feel like that actually had a huge impact. It really made it more sticky. And then the next day was the day out. But before we left, we spent time learning about mushrooms and identification from Trad.
He shows everyone how to create a spore print.
We also learned about the current microdosing practices from Irene. And then we left on the plane, and the revelations really started coming for all of the people that I talked to more and more afterwards. And honestly, I don't know how to fully describe it, but I think Andrew said it best with this.
The person who arrived 2 days ago is not the person who's going home. And I can't quite say what the difference is. I would be really disappointed in myself if all of what came up to be worked on didn't then get put into action. Mm-hmm. So I would say this is an opportunity, but not a guarantee. Right. And there is work to be done ahead.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was 1,000 years of therapy in 8 hours. I mean, of course, no one's ever had that much therapy, but it felt like literally the insights and the awareness and the things I noticed about myself and others are things that I used to get once every month or 2 months with a lot of work and talk therapy and other ways of investigating myself. So just the sheer volume of what comes up is like the best value for money that you could spend 8 hours doing on yourself. And not for the faint-hearted.
I also think the group session here was the way to go.
We ended up as a family together at the very end, understanding and sharing. It was a much more powerful experience, in my opinion.
I mean, I didn't know any of these people except for Trad 48 hours ago, and now I'm giving them all hugs. So I hope this insight was interesting. I'm sure all retreats are a bit different, but this one proved to be very successful. So I can't recommend Blue Portal here enough.
I don't have to be in pain, so much pain and so much heartache, and it has just been so transformative. I wish that I could easily just bottle it up and put it in a little package and just hand it to someone else. And it's available in here for whoever and whenever you want to explore and journey back home.
I also want to give a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is CuriosityStream.
CuriosityStream is a subscription streaming service.
Lips moving, nothing's coming out.
Maybe I should turn it on. Hello.
Yeah, that's better. I'm eating ice cream.
We can hear that.
No, you can't. Holy
okay,
cock.
Mary. Oh, I thought it was Mary Jane. Fuck you, Timmy.
My hair is much brighter now.
That's fucking excellent.
You
gotta make it bigger. make her bigger.
Well, you don't like it?
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. What did you do there, buddy? What did you? You're fucking with things there. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite fetching there, Tim.
I hadn't even looked in the mirror prior, so this is the best. This is the first look I'm getting at it. It's not bad.
I made a new break thingy, and I wanted to show it to her. So I was excited when I saw the pink hair. I thought she came back. But let's play it anyways, and then you'll see it, and she won't.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Hey, Mary Jane Baker. No, I'm Mary Jane Baker. Wait, can we do that again?
Mary Jane Baker, take 27.
Hey, I'm Mary Jane Baker, and you're listening to 420radio.ca.
This is how it grew to be.
I wish Darcy was here to see that.
I do love that.
Awesome. That was awesome.
That was very
Thanks
cool.
for sitting in for me, babe.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, just filling in for a little bit. I would like to have maybe that short clip sent to us of Al just going, "Well, Mary Jane, oh!" That would be. That's just a clip we would like to be able to post at some point.
All right, Lennie missed Tim coming on.
I heard it. I heard it. Hey, Tim. I heard it. I think I'm getting the gist. I think I'm picking up where we left off, so I get it.
Well, I'll let you talk to the real expert now. All right, have a good night, guys.
Night, Timmy.
See you later, Tim.
But that Darcy picks that clip's fucking badass.
That was the newbie.
That was the newbie.
No offense, he's not that newbie anymore.
No, he's not.
I was going to say he's not really a newbie anymore.
He's maybe a
That's
movie.
funny. He's still pretty new. But
he's moved up.
He has taught a lot. Yeah.
He's now the movie.
He's the movie. He's definitely not the booby.
That comes later. Especially if he keeps wearing that pink hair.
I love Halloween.
Does he dress up in your stuff quite often?
Often.
Well, actually, I don't think he might own 2 onesies. Every other onesie you see him in is mine.
Well, it's good you guys are the same size.
Oh, yeah, we're totally the same size.
I'll let everybody else picture those pictures they're thinking now.
Like, we're so not the same size. I'm like 5'1".
Totally the same size, you know.
Like, I'm 5'1", he's 6 foot.
Yeah, you guys are the same size.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You're only 5'1".
Yeah. Okay, so something super funny. I just went they were doing this thing at Timmy's daughter's school where they were like taking body measurements of people because she's in fashion and design. And they were testing this new machinery to see how accurate it can measure the body, because you go in, it's like this like multi-camera screening thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just held on. I held on to this thing like this with my legs like this far apart, and it just took a bunch of pictures. Anyways, it was so interesting because every time they measure everywhere. They measure from this part of your arm to your waist, from this part to your nipple, from this nipple to this nipple, from this shoulder to this hip, from this hip to the knee, like everything. Wait.
He
kept saying,
wait.
So tiny.
Wait. 1 second. Did you just say nipple?
I said it 3 times.
Ooh.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Three is the lucky number, you know. So yeah, no, but he kept saying like when they did my neck measurements, the guy was like, "Oh my god, your neck is so tiny." I was like, "Mm-hmm." And then he keeps measuring, and he's like, "Oh, your arms, they're so tiny." I'm like, "Mm-hmm." I'm literally a size 14 in children. I'm like, I know I'm tiny.
Size 14 children.
She's so sinister when she says that.
Hey, the only reason I can laugh when I say that is because I still have D's. I'm good. If I had A's, I probably wouldn't be bragging. I'd be like, I'm too small. But I'm good.
Oh, okay. That's all you need. You didn't do anything different to your hair.
I did. Well, you can't see it because I got a rubber glove on it.
Oh, okay.
It's doing its thing. It's cooking.
She's just
it's
doing
cooking.
the end, dude.
Okay.
It's cooking. Well, it's brighter. I got to get it ready because I got a birthday party to go to on Saturday. A 50th birthday party.
Oh. And you thought you'd go with pink hair.
Well, that's my color. I'm going pink from now on. And it glows in the black light.
Glows what?
My hair glows in the black light.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Prove it.
I'll show you next time I come on. Next week. Actually, what is next week?
I have no idea.
Friday.
It
The
is
13th?
the 13th.
Yes. I will have my hair redone and no roots.
Ooh,
I will
we get
show
a
you.
Friday
I'll
the
make sure I
13th,
have...
2 weeks before.
Is it really Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Friday.
Yeah, I probably won't be here.
Where are you going to be? At the graveyard? Doing the witchy hour stuff?
No, that's our anniversary.
Oh. October the 13th?
And we actually met on a Friday, October the 13th.
Wait, what anniversary is it then? How many numbers?
17.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I will prove it next week.
Okay. I'll watch the show if I'm not here.
All right.
I'll try to replay because I know where to find them sometimes. Anyways, grow segment. Come on, out with it, woman.
Oh, you guys are serious?
Yeah. How do we harvest?
Well, I don't grow.
Well, are you ready to harvest? Have you checked your trichomes?
Hey, just a sec. I'm doing that right now.
Mike, have you checked your trichomes to know whether or not it's at the right harvesting time for you? Some people like to leave it. Some people like to leave it when it's more milky and amber. And if you do that, you're going to end up with very, very sleepy cannabis. If you do it when it's like, what? Is it 20% milky?
No.
No. That's when you start to flush.
This is usually when Marcel takes over for Darcy.
Like 20%, I would say. But I'm used to growing indoors, you remember. So outdoor harvesting, I'm not familiar with. So let's just say you've already got them. You're going to take them inside, right? You're going to trim them.
Right. But when it comes to trichomes, when it's clear, it's mostly CBD. When it starts getting milky, it's production of THC. When it starts to get amber, is the degradation of THC to CBN. So that's why you get sleepier. So ideally,
I know the milky white is where I like.
Yeah, well, as soon as I start to see 1 or 2 amber,
not saying it. I'm not saying it. Not saying a thing. Nope, not me.
If she likes it milky, she likes it milky. That's on her. Literally. Right? But, yeah, no, once I see 1 or 2 amber trichomes, that's when I harvest.
Okay.
And it should be no different indoors or outdoors.
Woo, that got me by the booger.
Well, I meant with flushing. Do you flush outdoors?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but...
Because I flushed for 3 weeks indoors.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why?
What's the actual question?
Why are you flushing for 3 weeks?
Because I was told to do it for 2, and I don't trust that 2 would be enough, so I did 3.
I know some people that don't flush at all. Outdoors,
outdoors for indoors.
Outdoor, you got the rain flushing for you, right?
But I'm talking about indoors only. If I was doing outdoors, I don't know. Would you flush?
Outdoors, it's hard to flush outdoors. So the idea of flushing is basically going in, flooding the plant completely till water's coming out of the bottom of the pot, right? And then letting it do a dry back, and then doing it again. And that is supposedly removing all of the excess chemical nutrients that you've applied to that soil.
Yeah, that's an argument that some people would say that is not true.
Exactly. So outdoors, especially people that grow right into the ground, you're not washing anything away. All you're doing is just watering the ground.
Yeah.
Right? So outdoor growing in the ground like a field of it, there's no flushing. Ideally what it is flushing is you stop feeding, continue watering. That's your flushing. Right? You don't have to.
So when do you actually stop feeding, Marcel?
Isn't that what flushing is?
No, once I start to see that my crystals are starting to turn milky is when I'll start cutting back the food. When I see that over 50% are milky, I'll cut the food off completely and just give water from then on out.
For how long?
Indoors or outdoors until I harvest.
Okay.
Right?
I guess you have to, every strain is different and you got to keep checking the trichomes to see how fast it's going to turn.
Right. So when you're growing
and I did notice,
on
Marcel,
one
you can tell me if.
Well, no, what I was going to say is if you grow indoors on a system like Al does with auto pots.
Al, come on, say it right. Al tried to.
What Al's trying to do. But don't grow different strains on the same system.
Okay, but what about the same plant? Because sometimes on the same plant, like obviously the top of the plant is done before the bottom.
Sometimes, yeah. So,
but that's just my experience.
Right. So, in a case like that, if you're in a big discrepancy between the trichomes on the bottom and the top, take your tops off, harvest those, finish growing out your bottoms.
Yeah, but that's why I say it would be a different time. Like when Al says for how long do you just give it water? I would always like when growing indoors, I waited until I seen at least 20% of the overall buds on the plant had the cloudy trichomes, and I knew at that point I need to stop giving it food. I gave it that clearing solution was the last thing I gave it, and then I just gave it water for like 3 weeks. And at that point, the top was ready to be harvested because it was like 50-60% milky.
Yeah.
But the rest had started to go like amber. Like I started to see like 10-20% amber, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The top, I probably waited too long.
You could have just taken the tops off and left the other ones.
Some people want amber.
Right. Some people like that coach lock crap. I'm not a fan of
that. And you can also take the same, which I did. You can take the same plant, so it's all the same strain, and take some at milky and leave the other till amber and get different effects from the same friggin' strain.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, when you're growing your own, there is so much that you can do to manipulate your final product outcome. So I went out early and cut the tops off of which one was it? Actually,
you know what,
it's
Marcel?
right
I never
here.
thought about doing that.
Critical Kush. I just cut the tops off the Critical Kush, took all the big top buds, hand trimmed them, left the rest of them grow for another almost week before I went out and harvested everything and threw them all through the trimmer.
I used to do it in stages only because it was too much work for me to do the trimming of the whole plants, like everything all at once.
Well,
I didn't have the room to hang it all, to be honest.
Well, that's why I have drying racks and I just do buds. I don't hang plants.
Yeah, I don't like. Okay, and see, this is what I was going to talk about since you said I had to talk about growing or whatever. Yes. Like it's the drying process. I know there are multiple ways, and you're talking about just putting the buds on a flat surface and like airy flat. It's got to be airflow.
Yeah, a screen mesh.
Like
you can buy these drying.
But if the bud sits, it goes flat on the one side.
But you don't
even on that drying rack you gave me does that, Marijane.
Right,
I know.
But
that's why I hang dry.
2 to 3 times a day, I go in and stir those buds around, and I don't have flat spots.
Okay, so for people that don't have time to go in and like stir their buds and whatever, plus every time you move them, you agitate the trichomes.
So here's the cool thing. Underneath my drying rack, so I've got 2 different styles of drying racks. One is the big round ones that hang. It's different shelves.
Yeah, I see that one.
Okay, so you can get a couple different sizes. Mine is like 4 feet across. They're massive. And 6 shelves. The other one is the same as what you gave Al. I've been using those for years. And what I do is I lay down plastic underneath both of those drying racks. Any crystals that fall, I get.
Yep.
Right? And that goes into a separate bag that I'll turn into hash or oil or whatever. I move my buds around as they're drying to keep them from getting flat. But I still have more crystal on my bud at the end of it than I do if I hang dry it and trim it.
And see, I prefer
Because
to
when I hang dry and trim,
cut.
you end up losing a lot more crystal.
I don't find that.
I do on the
Maybe
buds.
it's because I just take
looking at it under microscopes.
How close do you trim? Because when I hang dry and trim, I don't I just take the big fan leaves at that point. I don't get close to the buds. You have to wait till it's drier before you can actually start snipping the buds off the stalk and start trimming them up on their own.
Why?
So I wet and then dry trim.
I snip every bud off. Every single bud comes off, goes through the trimmer. All of the trim gets collected. It's dried onto racks. All the buds collected. It's dried onto racks. And I don't lose anything.
But you have a trimmer.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
so
even
I'm
if I was
trimming.
doing it by hand, I mean, I've hand trimmed for probably 30 years.
Mm-hmm. I also don't like hand trimming when wet because you get way more, I find, resin and your hands get more sticky when it's wet than it is dry.
I wear gloves, so I don't care about that. If I want, I could take the gloves, throw them in the freezer after I'm done, and peel the hash off of the gloves.
Well, that would be smart. I just make those balls.
That's exactly what it is. You're making little temple balls. Boil them up, let them dry for a day or so, and then throw them in your pipe and smoke that. Give you an idea of what you're going to get out of your harvest.
Yeah, I also just like the smell and to see all the plants hanging.
The blades of your trimmers. There's a lot of hash ends up on those blades.
Yeah, there would be. Like your scissors when you were hand trimming.
Mm-hmm. Same thing. I have a little knife that I keep beside me just to scrape it off. That way I don't have to change out trimmers and alcohol and cleaning them. I can just scrape it off and keep trimming until I'm done. But I trimmed dry for years and years and years, and I started trimming wet, and I won't stop trimming wet now.
I did everything at the farm I did wet.
For me, it's also a time convenience because you're literally cutting out an entire step, right? So if I can send a crew into the garden and say, just give me the buds, they take all the big fan leaves off, so I don't have to worry about those going through the trimmer. Yeah. All I get is sugar leaf in the trimmer and small buds because they all get ground up. Then I don't lose anything. See, for me, the trim is just as important as the bud. Actually, it's probably more important because I use that to make oil.
Right.
Hey, I have a question about cannabis.
Oh, God, really?
I've got it. I've got dried flour, in jars. How long does that last for if it's kept in a dark space? Like if you want to use it to make like oils or butters or...
Years. I mean, once it starts turning brown, you might want to use it up because don't forget, the longer it's sitting there, it's also converting THC to CBN.
Well, I do know that when you take it out and you start agitating it, holy fuck, the smell is so potent. It's so strong. Like it smells like I just harvested it.
Throw it in the freezer because if you figure it's going to be sitting in the jar for a long time, throw it in the freezer and let it freeze. And it'll stop the degradation because that's
Make sure you don't have power outages, though, because otherwise you'll lose over a half a pound.
Yeah, because it'll go moldy if it thaws out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not if it was dry when it went in.
No, it's fine when it was in.
Then it'll be dry when it comes out.
Well,
I guess, that makes sense. No moisture in the bag, unless moisture got in the bag.
That's the only way. So I use a vacuum sealer.
Yeah.
So if I'm putting it into the freezer and if I get an excess amount that I've got to throw a load into the freezer, I'll vacuum it down to look like friggin' brickweed.
Yeah.
And it's such a tight package. There's no oxygen in it. Seal it up, throw it in the freezer. So I pulled out a bag of Acapulco Gold from 2020 the other day, opened it up, fluffed it up a bit after it was thawed out and everything, and the smell coming out of it smells exactly the way it was when it went in.
Cool.
And it's really friggin' good. I've been freezing pot for a long time, and I find
that's where my parents used to keep it.
Yeah, but it stops the degradation.
Just keep it in the door. I'd remember one day it fell out, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, well, sometimes it might be a bit more than just what would be in the door. It's there's lots of people say, "Oh no, that ruins it." How is it ruin it if it's preserving it? Right? I dry it. My stuff is all dried now. It's all being cured. Once it's cured, it'll get repackaged up and vacuum the shit out of it and sealed, and then thrown in the freezer. Then when I need it, I can draw it from the freezer, and then it's as good as the day that it went in. Fully cured, fully dried, and full of crystal. Because the more crystal, the better it gets. But
I've also got a jar in my freezer of, what's that, alcohol? The like 97% or 90, I don't know, whatever that super strong alcohol is.
Yeah.
And it's like in a jar with cannabis that's been sitting there in the freezer. Because I'm too afraid to evaporate the oil off. What?
Is the bud still in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything is still, it's just been in there.
All right,
but I'm embarrassed to tell you how long I've had it. Because I've had that jar longer than I've had Timmy around.
All right, so all you have to do is take that jar, take a couple of coffee filters.
So take Timmy and a couple of coffee filters.
Filter it out.
Filter them out.
You now have a tincture that you can use as is because it's grain alcohol.
Yep.
But isn't it highly flammable? Like, don't you have to do this outside?
No.
You're not using
away
any
from all heat.
All you're doing is straining plant matter from that. It's called Green Dragon, is what it is. Grain alcohol and bud makes a tincture that they call Green Dragon. Right? And because it's alcohol, it's a true tincture, not an emulsion with oil.
Okay.
You can.
So what would you do with it?
You can put that into an eyedropper. Shots. You can stick it under your tongue, whatever. But remember, it's 95% alcohol. It's going to burn. It's green.
Okay.
It's going to taste like shit.
Well, so and it's over 5 years old.
Doesn't mean a thing because it's been sitting in alcohol that entire time. Right? It's pretty much preserved. It's as preserved as it's going to get. So that it would be totally fine.
Nothing lemon.
Imagine I put like two drops in my tea before bed, and I'm fucking out like a light.
Sure. If depending on how strong it is, yeah. And
what strain it is? It's Violator Kush. It's one of my favorites.
And the strain means nothing when it comes to the concentrate and ingesting. It's basically the makeup, the cannabinoids. But it's a matter of trial and error to see how strong it is. You try half a dropper or something like that in your tea and see if it sets on your ass for a while. If it's not, then you can add more. But if you want to, you can turn that into a pure oil.
By evaporating
off the alcohol. And you can do that over
that was what I was going to do, but I was like I said, I was too afraid to do it. I have the induction top thing. I have the special frying pan. I have the tools. I'm just too afraid to do it.
Do it in the double boilers.
You can do it.
I'm scared.
Well,
I don't want to
for the
blow
amount-
myself up.
How big is this jar?
I don't know. It's a regular mason-sized jar.
Okay, so that's next to nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
To blow up, you would actually have to create a vapor cloud of at least 20% flammable vapor for it to ignite. If you do it outside and there's any breeze, you'll never accumulate 20% vapor.
Okay. So if I set a table up outside.
Yeah. Throw your heater on it, throw that on it, and let it heat. And you'll see steam, and that's totally fine. And if you want, you can even put a little fan there to blow it away, and evaporate it off that way. But that is illegal.
What?
It is illegal for you to boil
Then
that
why'd
off.
you tell me to do that?
Because that's how you do it.
Well, you wouldn't tell me how to make a bomb, would you?
If you want to fucking know, sure.
SAI.
Simple.
I wonder if
simple way to make
ChatGPT would tell you.
There's a simple bomb you can make. You can take a light bulb.
Oh, yay!
Put a small hole in it.
I know what that is.
And put a syringe of a flammable fluid like naphtha into it, and screw it into a light
Ow!
socket.
Click on the top one. That's 2 photos, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm throwing my very first public event. I'm hosting a Halloween party.
In your house?
Nope.
Oh.
If you bring 5 friends, you can get yourself in free.
I don't have
Tickets
5.
are only $10, and it's at the Keene Center for the Arts in Keene,
Right
Ontario.
around the corner from the farm.
Yeah. See, it's too bad you weren't living down here.
Yeah, blah, blah.
420 friendly.
Yeah. I was looking at having a cannabis, like a high bar, but I'm still learning the rules around all of that. Like, I'm wondering, you know how when you go to a wedding and they have cash bar and then they have open bar, depending on the type of wedding you go to. But if it's open bar, the people who are throwing the event, the wedding, they pay for it, right? And then all the guests can just go and get whatever they want.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that same model can be applied to cannabis. Can I just hire some can sell bud tenders to come and serve people at an event as long as they're 19 or older and they don't have more than 30 grams? And nobody pays for any cannabis?
No. There's probably so many reasons no.
Like, I'm still trying to understand the rules and regs
just,
and
just
how,
tell everyone to bring their
how
own.
you can sample if they have can sell. That's why it does say on, maybe not there, but on the actual like event, it says BYOC.
BYOC.
Yeah.
Bring your own cannabis. It is 420 friendly.
That you can do.
Outdoor consumption only. But it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a DJ dancing. I was thinking about throwing karaoke, but not this time.
Because there's also issues with cannabis plus alcohol.
Yeah, they can't be consumed in the same area, which is fine if you have outdoor consumption because you can't consume alcohol
Here's something
outside the
interesting.
building.
At the lounge, we hosted events. More than once, those events went and got a liquor license and had somebody come in to serve. On the application, the name of the place where it was happening was Gunjanista's Cannabis Lounge. So I found it very interesting every time somebody came in to do an event and they had an alcohol ticket that they actually put where the event was happening and they were okay with it, just because now you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, even back then, you technically were not supposed to be having the cannabis there.
4 years ago now already?
Yeah, it is 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 long years.
Time flies when you're having fun, eh?
You call it that, would you?
Holy crap.
What,
I don't know. I think it's been a very productive last couple of years. Well, I must say last couple months.
If you want to call COVID productive.
No, that's why I said last couple months. Last couple months.
You know what? I'm trying my hardest not to pay attention to what people are saying.
Ugh.
But it sounds like they're going to try and push another round of masks coming soon. So.
Yes,
I've checked out. Are they still playing Plandemic? I'm already on to the game of Battleship. Like, I'm playing a different game already. I got bored like 2 years ago.
Well, no, because people that got the vaccine keep getting COVID. Right? The people that didn't get the vaccine, of course, don't get COVID again. And because now there's another round of COVID going around, the pandemic, as they called it, is not over. And it won't be over until coronavirus is gone.
No,
it's always been here.
They declared the pandemic over.
Not according to the World Health Organization. That the pandemic is an ongoing situation because people are still being infected with COVID.
You see,
the vaccines.
The strain. Okay, so the thing that really I don't pretend to be smart, and I get confused about a lot of things. Okay, but when COVID first happened and they were talking about you can only have 25 people or 10 people indoors, 50 people outdoors, or whatever the fuck the regulations were.
Shit. That was just fucking
during that period, Timmy went and did an outdoor show that had the maximum number of people, and you know where it was? It was at a farm, believe it or not. He did it in a barn. So he did the show in a barn. And they were talking about how COVID, like coronavirus, has been around, that they've been dealing with coronaviruses for years. I can't remember if it was pigs or chickens that they did on that
common
farm.
Cold. There's coronavirus around.
And they said that they had to test. Well, that they tested for that for years.
The coronavirus is a cold.
That's what they said. That's where I was getting with that, is they said, like, this is something we've had forever. So the fact that they're now drawing attention to it just seems
This is they call it a novel. A novel. Like a new version of
novel strain of coronavirus.
Because fucking that
it's because it's like genetically modified.
Goddamn Wahoo, whatever. Where was it?
China?
Wuhan.
They genetically fucking modified the fucking virus and let it get out, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
it's okay. I don't watch much of that news anymore. So
watching this thing, I'll send you guys the link to this. The Senate in Australia, because these senators are pissed about all of this. The fact that coronavirus has been around for years and years and years, and there was never a cure for the cold until there was a pandemic, and they realized they could make a lot of money, and they instantly come out with a vaccine for the cold that they could never do before, right? Which turned out to be more detrimental than the actual virus itself. And this is what these guys have been going on about. These guys literally want people in jail for this. The whole thing about masks pulled out of the thin air.
Oh, masks is stupid. Masks is for bacteria.
Well,
right.
What's interesting is we don't get any of that news, Marcel. Where are you seeing this? Because I don't watch mainstream news, and I'm like, I definitely don't get any of this stuff on Meta anymore because Trudeau blocked that.
Right. And this is not stuff that you're ever going to see on mainstream media. Here, hang on. Where am I?
If you're looking for different stuff, go to Rumble and Rebel News.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can I just give a shout out to Proofly or Proofly, whatever this is?
Yeah.
I'm like, because Oh my God, this stuff is amazing.
What is
Full
it?
spectrum CBG plus CBD plus THC relief cream. 250, 250, 250. It's amazing. It smells so good and it works so well.
All right, there. I just sent that to the group chat. All you have to do really is listen to the first senator.
Take care, Blue. We got to wrap up, guys. We got 4 minutes. Anybody want to say anything? Didn't think so.
People should smoke more cannabis.
Smoke more weed. I don't have
I
up today.
I hope Darcy's smoking some right now.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm sure he is. He's eating gummies or whatever. I made ice cream to eat tonight, so. No, the flu season's coming.
Flu season.
Oh yeah,
so
flu shot started today.
So wash your hands, get your vitamin C and D. I say make sure you get your vitamins. Mm-hmm.
I get my vitamin
Exercise.
D every day. With my
sleep.
vitamin M.
That's funny. I get my vitamin D. I'll be getting it later.
Mine's mixed
dirty.
with cannabis.
You're being dirty. You're going to get us fired.
I use a different
You're fired.
Yeah. Yeah, if we get thrown off of the internet by the CRTC, it's because of her.
It is not.
Well, look, you started the show by having a big camel toe in front of us.
I did not. Actually, you know what's funny? I should end the show with this since you brought up vaginas.
Vaginas.
Where is it? Here we go. Can
Lenny's
you see it?
Lenny's had enough.
Oh no, she's got. What is this fixation you have with those things?
It's a flower.
Sure it is.
No, I started wire wrapping and I made that.
Sure. But
I'll
she
wrap
kept
that
that one.
myself.
Notice how she kept that one. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night, guys.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not? Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website. Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, I might have it. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
We are the Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at CBGTV.com.
All right.